Morning, everyone, and just back from the Advance UK conference. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to start off with a little bit of faith, a little bit of the Bible, and then we're going to jump straight into politics and what we're doing with Advance. So I think over the weekend met loads of people that actually come on the channel and watch the channel on a regular basis. And to me, everybody that came up and said, love the channel, we watch it. I thank every single person. There was some people that, it was just great to actually meet up and see people that have been in the comments, in the chat, and actually meet them face to face. And, that was absolutely fantastic. And I'll be doing, I'll be thanking people individually later on. I'm going to probably do a live stream. Will I get a live stream? Do you know, I'm not going to get a live stream done today because I'm doing one with David Vance, and I think I might be doing one with Paul Thorpe as well. But I'm definitely doing one with David. I think at 8 o'clock. So and I'll speak to Paul, and then I've got a meeting with a whole lot of political people at 6 o'clock, I think it is. No, it's 5. I always get it wrong. So yeah, we'll see what I can do. If I can get a live stream in later on, I absolutely will. It was great to meet up with so many people at the event. Met up with people I hadn't seen for years. Old friends, and met up with new people. So it was just great. It was like a really good family reunion, and what an amazing sense of unity. And it was very, very focused on Christianity, very much focused on Christianity. So it was kind of a bit of both. Anyway, yes, we keep on going. I'm going to play this little song, this little hymn, and then we'll get into some of Ben's speeches, and I might even show the Ulster Fry this morning as well.
The words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer.
Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer.
Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer.
Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer.
Of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer.
Well, there we go. And I must say that this weekend, I think could be one of those defining moments in the history of the country. And I know that sounds very dramatic, but more so than, and I keep saying this, and it's not in any way to criticise anything that I've done for years, because obviously I am, the demo man. I love demos. I love organising demos. I love all the buzz that we get when we do demos. But at the end of the day, I keep saying that a lot, don't I? But at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to make real change in this country is the spiritual climate. In other words, people turning back to Christianity. That's massively important. But the other thing is politically. We need a political party that's going to take the country in the right direction. And have I got a lag? There could be a lag. Do you know why? I've got my cable plugged into the router instead of just plugged straight into the broadband. So there could be a bit of a lag. But let me know if this is coming out okay. My beard became famous. Listen, someone's got to fill me in on this. Why has my beard become famous? What's happened? Oh dear. If someone could tell me why my beard's become famous, when that sort of comment goes in the chat, I get a little bit worried. But anyway, getting back to serious stuff. The conference, the launch of the first just two policies, absolutely dynamite. I mean, culture and immigration, and I think it's safe to say that I've never heard any other political leader, mainstream political leader, and Ben is mainstream. I mean, they're trying to marginalise, they're trying to push us to be something that we're not, but what we believe is very, very moderate. And this is the thing. It's what we've believed from the beginning. Me and Tommy and everybody else has always believed this, and we've never been about skin colour. And believe you me, there's somebody came to me at the. I'm not going to name him because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to break conference. Someone very prominent came to me at the event, and I said, look, this is what this is a reaction. This is a reaction to identity politics, and this guy said, oh, all politics is about identity politics. No, it's not. Not if you're in the sweet spot that we're in, where we're saying what we're against is a potential takeover of our country by Islamic extremists. What we're against is a takeover of our country by communists or genuine fascists. We are in the sweet spot. We always have been. We've believed this from the very beginning. Tommy's believed this since 2010, when we started the veterans and wrote the first mission statement for the veterans. It was almost exactly the same as the policies that Advance UK are putting forward now. Almost exactly the same. I'm not kidding. And obviously all these things have been honed and polished and so on and so forth. And some amazing people like David Rhodes and Ben have put a real shine on what we've been trying to articulate. But it's very similar. And I spoke to someone at the weekend and says, look, this is what we've been trying to do since 2017. Since we first started, and it's exactly what it is. So it's really exciting. Now I believe that there will be other parties probably launching and trying to get in the melee, or there'll be people trying to throw a spanner in the works with Advance. But we now have a fully functioning, fully funded, professional political party. And I want to say something else about Advance UK that I really like. Now, I know David Rhodes very well. David Rhodes is the chief policy guy. I know David extremely well. We've been doing this since 2018 together. Okay, I know David for a long time. Totally trust David. I've known Ben not so long. I've known Ben probably coming up to 2 years now. It would be 2 years, I think. And I trust Ben. I like Ben. He is the real deal. But more than that, when I look at the quality of people that are in leadership positions in Advance UK, I apologise. There was a parachute regiment engineer. In fact, I doubly apologise because I was pulling his leg about being in the paras. But paras and people that aren't paras always have that in the military. But I forget his name. Anyway, he spoke. Obviously, I think he's on the college. If he's not, he's certainly prominent in the party. Great speaker, veteran of 10 years in the British Army. We've got Richard Thompson, the national director, who did 8 years in the Royal Marine Commandos. So we've got paras, we've got commandos, we've got infantrymen like me. I love a party that has a lot of patriotic ex-British soldiers in it, because veterans and soldiers think in a slightly different way to everybody else. They think tactically and strategically, and again, they never give up. That's one thing about squaddies. They never give up. They keep going and going and going until they achieve what they're trying to achieve. So yeah, it was great. It was really, really good. I'm going to play a couple of bits from the speeches. I'm going to play a bit that Ben did on Northern Ireland and a bit of beat he did on culture, but I'll be putting something together more formally later. Then we'll have a look at some of the news.
In many ways, it made it worse. And I think all of you with the EU. In many ways, it made it worse. And I think all of you know that if we are still embedded, infected with the global order, we will never be able to put this country first. And there's something particularly bad about the withdrawal agreement, and many of you, all of you perhaps, have heard me speak about it before, which is the Northern Ireland Protocol. We have become... A lot of people think Northern Irish politics is a minority sport. It isn't. When a country puts a flipping border down the middle of itself and heaves off over 1 million citizens to a foreign power, subject to foreign laws adjudicated by a foreign court, you know that country has lost its way. The Northern Ireland Protocol is not just about Northern Ireland. It is about us rediscovering who the hell we are. Are we going to stand by our British brethren, or are we going to throw them under a bus? I know what I'm going to do. And we are going to get and there'll be a whole policy on how we're going to deal with the EU, none of which von der Leyen is going to much enjoy reading.
So yeah, so that's just a little teaser. I'm going to play a few more clips here because obviously I haven't had a chance to edit this video stuff yet. But my goodness, I mean, you know, I tell you what as well, every single speech was fantastic. Sometimes you go to conferences, right? Because it's one of the few gifts, not the few gifts, but one of the gifts that God has given me is being able to speak in public. So I'm quite critical. If I hear a bad public speech at an event, it really annoys me because I'm like, for goodness sake, you know, if you're going to stand up and make a speech, at least make sure you can make a speech. Do you know what I mean? But every single speech, and if they weren't good, I would just say nothing, right? I wouldn't comment on it publicly, but every single speech at this event was a barnstormer. Every single one. We had Leo Kursk doing a comedy routine, and I tell you what, Leo Kursk would stand toe to toe with any of the lefty liberal comedians that you get on the BBC, ITV or whatever. He was hilarious. I'm not going to try and retell his jokes because that's his thing. You know, he's a comedian. People just laugh at me when I'm not trying to be funny. So but Leo was great. He was absolutely fantastic. Then we had Richard Thompson, just absolutely rock solid. Absolutely rock solid. If you've ever, when I was in the military, I worked with the Marines in Norway, and they were totally professional. I think I did a couple of courses with the Marines as well. They were involved in doing stuff at Brecon. So Royal Marines, absolutely superb soldiers, and understated, actually. The Royal Marines are very understated. The Paras are a bit sort of swagger and brash, and and I always said about the Paras, they kind of, they just run a bit faster than the rest of us. That's about the height of it, and go a bit higher. But the no disrespect to anyone that's a Para that's watching, but the Marines, I always thought the Marines were a cut above everyone, really, to be honest with you. And I wasn't a Marine, but yeah, Richard's a great guy. Made a fantastic speech, absolutely fantastic speech. Then Kathy Gingle, Conservative woman, again, just lifted the roof off. If I forget anyone, Ricky Doolan, who else made a speech? Anyway, look, do you know what? Just if you want to find all the speeches, go on the Advance UK website and watch them all. I'm missing too many people out there. The Para guy that I can't remember his name, who was absolutely fantastic. These were the ones that like really, really stood out. And obviously then Ben came on and just lifted the roof right off, and it was great, absolutely great. So once the whole video comes out, watch it. I didn't video everything because I was too busy clapping like a seal, right? And then when we got to Ben's speech, I thought I better video Ben's speech. So yeah, It was great, absolutely fantastic. I'm going to play a little bit of Ben talking about culture.
Constitutionally a Christian country. How is it that it has come to be that people talk about the United Kingdom as if it's a multi-faith country? Sure, you can have different faiths. You can be an atheist. You don't have to believe in Christianity. But if you live in this country, you must recognize that this is a Christian country. All of you know that if we are still embedded, infected with the global order, we will never be able to put this country first. And there's something particularly bad about the withdrawal agreement, and many of you, all of you perhaps, have heard me speak about it before, which is the Northern Ireland Protocol. We have become... A lot of people think Northern Irish politics is a minority sport. It isn't. When a country puts a flipping border down the middle of itself and heaves off over 1 million citizens to a foreign power, subject to foreign laws adjudicated by a foreign court, you know that country has lost its way. Protocol is not just about Northern Ireland. It is about us rediscovering who the hell we are. Are we going to stand by our British brethren, or are we going to throw them under a bus? I know what I'm going to do. And we are going to get rid of the and there'll be a whole policy on how we're going to deal with the EU, none of which von der Leyen is going to much enjoy reading.
Yeah, sorry guys, that was the Northern Ireland stuff that he was talking about there. There's quite a long video. I'm gonna upload it now. I'm gonna try and pick out some little choice bits of it. Again, I haven't really looked at any of this, but I just want to give you a flavour for what's coming. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch together a whole lot of stuff that went on at the weekend, because it was just such a really great event and great atmosphere. Right, let's have a look at what we've got. Let's see if this is the right one. Ah, okay, here we go.
Constitutionally a Christian country. How is it that it has come to be that people talk about the United Kingdom as if it's a multi-faith country? Sure, you can have different faiths. You can be an atheist. You don't have to believe in Christianity. But if you live in this country, you must recognize that this is a Christian country. Starmer wants to remove the bishopric from the House of Lords. Why does he want to do that? I mean, the bishopric are a pretty useless bunch of people now, because the Church of England itself has lost its way. But the reason he wants to remove the bishopric from the House of Lords is because he wants to remove the last constitutional vestige of Christianity manifesting itself in our constitution. He wants it gone. And then it's a hop and a skip to say, well, actually, we're a multicultural, multi-faith nation, and that's the end of Christianity at the heart of things. So the first policy we're going to introduce is that parliamentarians, public officers, anyone taking public office of any description has a choice. They can either swear on the Bible, or they can swear on a neutral. In many ways, it made it worse. Swearing. And I think all of you know, foreign, that if we are still you will never put this country first. And there's something particularly bad
Sorry about that, guys. I had the wrong video playing.
Swear on a neutral oath, but there will be no swearing on a foreign religious.
And again, that was a standing ovation there for Ben, as he talked about. He was talking very clearly about. Thanks, Cole. That's really appreciated. Thanks so much for that. God bless you. Really talking about Christian culture and saying that people will not be allowed to swear on other books other than the Bible. Phil, thanks very much for that. Great stuff. The bit with the lefties was quite good. If anyone's got any other footage of that, I've got my footage, but because I was filming it, it didn't come out very clearly what happened. But so if anybody's got any links to any footage of my altercation with the lefties, please let me know, and we'll put that in the video as well. If you can find the links, if there's anything on YouTube. But Ben has just said here that you will not be allowed to swear on any other book other than the Bible. Now, this is, people say, these political parties aren't in touch. This is direct democracy, because the amount of people that have said that to me, and I've said it publicly, and I've said it to people in advance, that you cannot go into Parliament and swear an oath on the Quran. You've got to swear it on the Bible, because it's a constitutionally Christian country. So forget about swearing anything on the Quran. In Parliament or even in court, they shouldn't be allowed to do it. But that's, we haven't mentioned courts, but definitely in Parliament. I think that's a great policy. And obviously the 900 people in the room thought it was a great policy as well, because they got a standing ovation.
We will promote our Christian heritage, our culture. If you go back to the slide where I laid out what culture means, Christianity infuses every part of that. Our art, our buildings, our statues, what we fought for. If you go into a church in this country, you all know this. You go into a church in a foreign country, and what you see are trappings of Christianity. You walk into a church in this country, and you see the trappings, obviously, of Christianity, but you see also, alongside them, the heritage of this country played out through remembering those who died in the various villages where these churches are. Those who died in the great wars protecting this country, protecting our Christian heritage. Our church and our heritage and our great military past, which is very, very important to this country, they all go hand in hand. And we will reinforce that Christian heritage. Conversion of churches to foreign religions.
And again, think about that. There's a guy runs around. He's a little ginger jihadi, right, from somewhere up in the northwest, and he runs around. He's obviously an English traitor to England and traitor to Christianity. He's basically become an Islamist, right? And he's running around with a whole lot of jihadis and wrong-uns. Every time they buy a church and turn it into a mosque, he takes great glee, and they all do it. They take great glee in saying, look, this used to be a church, now it's a mosque. That is an indictment on the Church of England. It's also an indictment on all of us, that we should be practicing our faith and getting serious about our faith. But yeah, it's crazy. But that's kind of what we're up against. Anyway, that's not going to be allowed under an advanced UK government, which I think is absolutely fantastic.
When you see a church being converted to another religion, that religion is basically saying, we've beaten you.
Yeah, that's
We've
right.
taken...
Now, think about that. This is Ben. Now, Ben was brought up in Pakistan. His mother's a Christian. His father was from a Muslim background. Ben gets this. Ben gets this. And this is really important that Ben gets this, because there's two things about this. And I'm going to tell you something. I think, and I'm going to say something, and I know this is going to trigger a lot of people, right? But I think there is a lot of racism against Ben, and one of the reasons that people aren't joining Advance is because they're racist. I really genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe it. I'm not going to name them, but that's what I believe, right? And again, I'm not speaking for Advance. I can say what I want. I'm just a member. I'm just a lowly member, so I'm not in a position where I can, where I have to toe the line and not say things that need to be said. But I do believe that. I believe there's a lot of people playing identity politics. There's a lot of people playing the ethno and that thing. Ben can say this absolutely from the heart because he believes in this country. He believes in the United Kingdom. And I'd rather have Ben than have the 100 lefties or whatever it wasn't even 100, maybe it's 50 lefties out the front who were 90% white, as that dreadful man up in Scotland said. I'd rather have Ben than have all the white lefties, Socialist Workers' Party, like the guy that attacked me, actually physically attacked me out when I was just filming, skinny white guy. I don't know what he thinking he was going to achieve. I mean, he got put in his place, but that's what you're up against. It's white people that have actually done more harm to this country than anybody else because they've passed all the policies allowing Islamists to take over the country. Anyway, let's carry on.
We've taken your building. That is going to stop.
Yes.
How is it that our flags have become so toxic to the British people? There's nothing toxic about our flags. Yes, they're Christian too, by the way. They're Christian too. Maybe that's why people find them offensive. But our national flag, it'll be mandatory under an advanced government. Our national flag will fly on every building that is of public ownership. We will recognise our great heroes and national figures. We're not going to allow statues to come down. If you let your statues come down, you forget who you are. And I did a debate recently at the Oxford Union in which I talked about Cecil Rhodes in glowing terms. You can imagine the kind of response that got. But the Rhodes Scholarship was bequeathed by Rhodes, saying that it should be blind to ethnicity and religious beliefs. Did you know that, folks? He was not a racist. He was a good man. And we are allowing our national heroes to be denounced. That has to stop too. And I want to also nod here, if I may, very briefly. I've only got 30 seconds left, but I'm going to go over time because there's a lot more to get through. I'm going to nod very briefly to the people Paul Thorpe remembered in his little speech. For every national hero we have, Wellington, Winston Churchill, Nelson, the Duke of Marlborough, behind them stood hundreds and thousands and millions of working class people.
No, I think this is very important. This is something that we've got to make sure that Advance doesn't get taken over by the elites, right? Because Advance UK must remain the voice of the people. It is the voice of the people. If you look at the policies they're putting in place, these are policies that the British people want, and they're being denied by any other party, right? So Ben is acknowledging that the British working class are the backbone of this great country, the backbone of this great country, and that's really, really important.
It is the British working class on whose back this country was built, and we forget them at our peril. When Nelson said, England expects every man shall do his duty, people, the working class who manned those ships, weren't petrified as I perhaps might have been. They cheered. They went into the French and Spanish fleet, bold in heart, and they laid down their lives to save our country. That is what culture is. We will fund councils to promote quaint old things like Christmas and Easter. And we will speak English in every public sector.
I mean, what, you know, if this is the thing about this, right, guys? If this was basically put out to the general public, every single person I know personally would be voting for this party. I can't see anyone, unless you're a complete leftard, you're not allowed to say that anymore, are you? Libtard, leftard, you're not allowed to say that. They cry. Poor old Holly Valance talked about retards, and she got cancelled pretty much by GB News. She got told off on air by GB News. Anyway, the leftards and the libtards, they don't get this. They don't get this. They do not understand why we love our country and why we love the sort of stuff that Ben's saying. So forget about any other party. If Rupert Lowe sets up a party, then he's a traitor. Simple as that, because he is splitting the vote, because there's no, according to him, there's no difference between what him and Ben believe. So why would you set up another party? So if he does do that, then he is going to get the full wrath of Richard, okay? Not that he'll care. But anyway, yeah, let's just keep listening to our Ben.
Starmer wants to remove the bishopric from the House of Lords. Why does he want to do that? I mean, the bishopric are a pretty useless bunch of people now, because the Church of England itself has lost its way. But the reason he wants to remove the bishopric from the House of Lords is because he wants to remove the last constitutional vestige of Christianity manifesting itself in our constitution. He wants it gone. And then it's a hop and a skip to say, well, actually, we're a multicultural, multi-faith nation, and that's the end of Christianity at the heart of things. So the first policy we're going to introduce is that parliamentarians, public officers, anyone taking public office of any description has a choice. They can either swear on the Bible or they can swear on a neutral oath, but there will be no swearing on a foreign religious.
Sorry, guys. That's gone back to the beginning. I think, has it gone back to the beginning? No, it hasn't.
We have to do away with this decolonisation of the UK. Again, that's an attack on our heritage. It's an attack on our culture. It's an attack on who we are. We will decolonise the curriculum.
Come on. Did you hear that? We need to recolonize the curriculum. That's gonna trigger so many lefties. It's going to send them off the reservation. We've got to recolonize the curriculum, not decolonize it, recolonize it. I think that's fantastic.
We will teach our constitution to our children. We will teach them about the contract that the British state has with citizenry, where citizenry get privileges because they're citizens, but then they have to stand up for the country as well. We will teach our children how our Christian forefathers have actually been a force for good, not the kind of Christianity that the anti-racist lot outside would like us to think.
Yes, the anti-racist mob outside. I am going to show the anti-racist. In fact, you know what? Let's do that now. Let's have a little look at what Stand Up to Racism ended up doing. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, honestly, just an amazing weekend.
Oh, no, don't worry. Just be careful. Yeah, I'm very careful. Don't worry about it.
So, you know, this is the craziness of the way things go now. You've actually got to ask the police if you can go across the road and have a debate with the left, you know, which is just crazy. There's AY Audits.
AY, how are you doing, mate? Mr. Sim, how are you doing? Here's a good one.
There's Shohab. Hello. Yeah, there's Shohabs standing up to Stand Up to Racism. Incidentally, Shohab's a Pakistani and a Muslim. They are sad people, aren't they?
Oh, I didn't see you.
I mean, I don't know whether this guy just got paid to grab that Palestinian flag. He wasn't waving it with much gusto, was he? You know, you wouldn't want him, you know, marching at the battle holding the regimental colours, would you? You know, to say he's a little bit faint-hearted would be an understatement. I was going to use other words, but we'll not use them this early in the morning.
Can you please leave me alone?
Sorry, don't get out of my space, mate.
Okay, guys, let me know if you can see that video. Let me know what's happening with the video there, guys, yeah? Let me know you can see that in the... Okay, what's going on here? Bear with me, bear with me. I'll take it out. I'll take it out and I'll put it back in again, yeah? Okay. Can you see it? Oh, guys, okay. Don't know what's going on there. Don't know what's going on. I'm seeing video if you guys aren't seeing it. Okay, right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to unplug the router. Let me know you can hear me, okay? I'm going to unplug the router and plug it back in. So just bear with me 2 seconds, okay? Yeah, just let me know you can hear the audio, guys. Right, I'm going to try this now. Bear with me. What about now? Tell me if you got video yet. Let me know if the video's back, guys. What I might do, I might have to come out or just refresh the page and come back in.
Can you please leave me alone?
Okay, right, guys. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just refresh the page there, see if that works.
Sorry, don't get out of my space, mate. Get out of my space. Get out of my space.
What about that, guys? Have we got video? Let me know if there's video back. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end the stream and I'll restart the stream, okay? So I'm going to close it. Well, actually, I'm not going to end the stream. I'm going to take myself out of it and then come back into it, okay? So just bear with me for 2 seconds. See if this works. Okay, you see me. Can you see me now? Are we back, guys? Let me know. Let me know if we're there. Yeah, can you see me? Okay, cool. Okay, let's try this again then. Let's. There is something very strange happening now. I'm not conspiratorial, but it seems very strange when we're playing stuff from the stream that seems to have been absolutely trashed by somebody at the weekend, that we're getting the same thing happening. Very interesting. Anyway, let's have a look at this.
No, don't worry, don't worry.
Can you see the video?
I'm very careful, don't worry about it.
No, more than happy to do it. It's just the road.
No, don't worry, I'll not get.
See the videos, guys?
Oh, I didn't see
No, I think, you know, there's this new law about causing alarm and distress, right? And I think there's a lot of Jewish people in that event with us, in our event, and to call them Nazis, that causes them massive alarm and distress. So every one of these tramps that shouting Nazi scum off our street, to me, should be arrested. Look at them with their little communist hats on. These scum, these are the scum, because the communists murdered more than anybody in the 20th century. And they're trying to do the same in the 21st century. And joining with the Islamists, they are hypocrites, they are evil, and every one of them's white. So don't say this is about race and this is about identity politics. There's a few brown faces there. The vast majority of people there are white, middle class, absolute arseholes. Excuse my language.
Off our street! Racist scum! Off our street! Sexist scum! Off our street! Sexist scum! Off our street! Sexist scum! Off our street!
Look at the guy. See the guy here coming. See the guy with the mask on and the long straggly hair. Thinks he's going to be a tough guy. This is what we're up against, guys. This is what we're fighting against.
Can you please leave me alone?
Protecting women, that's not lies! You're loving the justice man! Protecting women, that's not...
Look at that. Look at that. Right in my space. Now, to be honest with you, in that situation, he's coming in head first. I'm quite within my rights to just knock that guy clean out. But I was quite gentle with him. Let's just put it that way.
Sorry, get out of my space, mate. Get out of my space. 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 It's in my space. You want to get my space? You want to get my space? Don't you stop pushing me on the road. He got in my space. He got in my space. He got in my space. You saw it. He got. I've got it. Yeah, I've got you on film. You got in my face. You got my face. You want to record it?
And again, you know, they use the protection of the police. They use the protection of the police, and you know, the truth of the matter is, if the police weren't there, those people would be getting kicked up and down the street. You know, it's as simple as that. They're absolutely pathetic. None of them could beat the skin off a rice pudding, but that's what you're up against. And they'd actually damaged someone's camera earlier on in the day. So to me, I was quite within my rights to push that guy. You know, and yeah, that's what. And pushing is hardly, you know, it's hardly a hanging offence, is it? But that's what we're up against. That's what we're up against. And then, of course, the police came and spoke to me like they always do.
Good. That's a nice welcome. I know. Did we get...
I know you're busy, but I've got no shame. I'm wrong way round. Don't want to photo with him, boss. Thank you very much.
Yeah, listen, what happened, the guy pushed, I was trying to film, that guy, see the guy with the mask on, right? Yeah. Came up and pushed my camera, pushed me, so I just pushed him back. He was in my space,
I'm going to give you the same advice I do with you guys are free to do whatever you want today. Just try and avoid putting cameras in people's faces.
Yeah. Now, this cop then says, try and avoid putting cameras in people's faces. I have every right to put a camera in someone's face. You know, it's not illegal to put a camera in someone's face. It was him that came and put his face in my camera, you know. And this happens all the time. It happens all, and what they're trying to do, they're trying to get a really violent response, because they know that if people react really violently, the cops can get you straight away for violent disorder, and that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do, and it's a question of having the self-control to not give them what they want. Because believe you me, it's very tempting. You just want to put him straight on his arse. But anyway.
Well, there's no.
Then we went back and had another chat with him.
And basically, to save the country has been called Nazi scum by these rabble behind us. And basically, you go over and try and engage them in a conversation, and what they do, they attack you, and then they go crying to the police. So that's what you're up against. But anyway, absolute rabble. Yeah, sure, mate. You want to show up?
There's a difference. You're talking about illegal asylum seekers. I am a legal citizen. Take your passport.
One nation, one kingdom. Yeah, that's how it goes.
They're just quality people, aren't they? They're just quality people.
No, film my own demo, mate. Listen, I want to film you guys coming over here. You're protesting against a group of people with a very multicultural party. How are they fascists? Well, what about this guy here? What about the fact that the leader's a Pakistani? The leader of our political party. Well, that's because you're ignorant. The leader of our political party is a Pakistani. Okay. So why are you standing here calling people fascists?
Indian. It doesn't mean the Tory party was good for Indians.
Well, I think it was quite good for him, wasn't it?
But we're not talking about India, Pakistan. We're talking about UK. What's good for the UK?
Do you know what? We don't come and demo your demos, right? We just leave you guys to it. So why do you think you can come? And I tell you what, I'll tell you something else, right? There's Jewish friends there's Jewish friends inside there, and these rabble call it no, there's not. No, I tell you what, there's Holocaust deniers wearing things like that and flying the Palestinian flag. That's where the Holocaust deniers are. We're not the Holocaust deniers. Tramps wearing those, whatever they call them, those rags around the necks and flying Palestinian flags. You're the anti-Semitic Holocaust denier.
See, that guy in the yellow jacket is just an absolute scumbag. Absolute total scumbag. He's at all the demos. He thinks he's a bit of a hard man. Thinks he's a bit of a security guy for them. Just a complete tramp.
Not us. You're the ones that are the fascists. You're the ones that are the fascists.
Yeah, you called me a coconut as well. That's racist too. He's
You're
not
the
calling me a
fascist.
racist.
Exactly.
He called me a...
It's great to have Shoaib standing up to the lefties when they're calling us racists and Nazis.
Coconut, and he's a racist. You're the real racist. They're not. You are the racist.
You didn't have to be.
You don't have to be white.
But you coming and getting in people's faces, threatening people, and then when you get pushed, when someone stands up to you, your arse goes. You bottled it, didn't you? Because you're a pussy. Any time, mate. See if the cops weren't here. You'd shit yourself, mate. Simple as that. You know you would. No, I am. I don't think.
Apologise for the language there, guys. But
I know what I am, mate. Anytime, any place, big lad. Listen. Anytime, any place, big lad. You bottled it. Your arse went. Simple as that. You went running to the cops. You tried to attack me, and you bottled it. But the thing about it is, the guys here, yous are the true Nazis. You're the ones that hate this guy here hates the Jews. He's a Jew hater.
We love Jews.
No. You hate the Israelis and you hate the Jews. It's simple as that.
We love Jews. We're here because we don't want another Holocaust to happen.
Well, what about what happened in October 2023? Then what about what Hamas did? Was that not a Holocaust? Was that not a Holocaust?
It wasn't good. It's not good to kidnap people from the side.
It's not good. It's not good to murder innocent Jews. It's not good to murder innocent Jews. And that's what a lot of people. You see, don't get into the whataboutery. Hamas is a genocidal organisation. organisation.
They're not Palestinian people.
Israel is not a genocidal country. Hamas is a genocidal organisation.
Israel's done a lot of awful things.
Okay, so you're anti-Semite. Now the true colours are coming out. The true colours are coming out. The true in your heart, you love Jews. Well, why do you hate the Jewish state then? You can't love Jews and hate their Jewish homeland.
Because of it being an apartheid state and how they're treating the
Because
people.
what?
Of it being an apartheid state and how it's treating the people.
Do you know that 20% of people in Israel are Muslims? Do you know that? And they live freely. They have voting rights. Do you know how many Jews? Do you know how many Jews live in Gaza? None. The only Jews that live in Gaza are soldiers. You see, you're out your depth, mate.
I believe in a free Palestine where Christians, Jews, Muslims, Druze, whoever can live in equality.
And this guy here, he's got what we call a pirate's dream, a sunken chest. That's what he's got, a little sunken chest. You're a little girl with long hair. You're a little girl with long hair. Right, I'm away. See you, lads.
Well, anyway, it was a bit of fun. It was a bit of fun, as it always is. It's always fun having a bit of a battle with the lefties, and yeah, you've got to do what you got to do. But guys, we're going to wrap that up there now. Okay. There's plenty more footage. There's plenty more interviews. I'm going to put all that into a bit of a video when I get the chance. And I must admit, I do enjoy going and having a little rattle with the lefties. It's always good fun. Pirate's Dream, a sunken chest. It's a good one, that, isn't it? It's a good one. That's an old one. That's an old one from back in the day. He's got a pirate's dream, a sunken chest. I got that one in the yeah, there we go. It was Squaddy language, a pirate's dream. Oh dear. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been great. Let's keep going. Thanks, Roslyn. Do you know what? That's the other thing I'm going to say. If you were there on Saturday, right? If you were there on Saturday, just let me know in the comments now, quickly. If you were there on Saturday, let me know in the comments. Just say I was there. Yeah, I think the lion pins are a good idea. Right, guys. Okay, I'm gonna bail out here. So good start to the day. Good start to the week. Oh, yes, I know, because yes, because I gave Black Country Bra Lady a big hug, or she gave me a big hug. Saturday was brilliant. Reformer frightened. Let's get the message out there. Just let us know if you're there. Yes. If you were there and you said hello to me, let me know. Let me know so I know who was who. Because I said that when I was meeting people. It says, let me know in the comments that we met up. Oh, that's a good old one as well. They cover their faces. They have teeth like broken Guinness bottles. Brilliant. It's all good stuff. All good stuff. Okay. Anyway, guys, gonna go. It was great. Hope anyone that was there enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and we'll do it all again soon. See you soon, guys.